Farah Hannoun for MMA Junkie, and I'm joined by UFC welterweight contender Leon Edwards. Leon, how are you?
I'm good, very well. Been chilling in quarantine and getting some training done, so good.
What's the lockdown situation like for you? From last time I spoke to you was maybe about a month ago or so. Have things gotten better? Have you had access to your gym and all that?
Not to my main gym, but for my strength and conditioning gym goes, I've been doing training there, and a coach will come to my house, so that's about it. It's getting working where I can.
Are things getting better, would you say, right now, or are things still at a standstill in terms of quarantine?
Yeah, all the gyms are still closed. They're slowly opening back up. Slowly. No gyms, but like the restaurants are back open. The bars and stuff are back open. But as far as gym goes, they're saying later this month. So I'm hoping that they open this month.
Are you surprised to see like restaurants and stuff opening back up, but not
What
not the
gyms?
gym?
Yeah, for sure. Well, when they said it, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? They open like pubs and the bars and everything is like open, and like literally gyms are closed, which is like probably the easiest thing to social distance if you like spread the weights out a little bit or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It is what it is. But like I said, hopefully this month, sometime they'll open back up the gym.
Yeah, hopefully. And of course, big change in the narrative of the main event this Saturday. It's back to Jorge Masvidal. First of all, did they approach you at all when Burns tested positive?
No, because I think I knew that I couldn't make it anyway. Because from the first time they offered me the fight, before they offered Burns the fight, they offered me the title fight and said, could you do it?" But also I couldn't do it because I weren't training. Um, my gyms I had no gyms to go to or no one to work with. You know what I mean? So I couldn't do it, and so now they didn't approach me this time on a week's notice because it would have been impossible to do it. As Master has been in camp for Usman for the last 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean?
And what are your thoughts on it being Masvidal instead of Burns? Does that change anything for your interest in terms of the division and your next fight?
Um, Not really, not really. I'm just happy that the division got some movement to it. As for a while, it's been like stagnant. You know what I mean? And nothing was happening. So, um, I'm good to see the fighting. I got history with both men, and I love to fight the winner of it.
Yeah, you tweeted that you wanted the winner. Are you afraid because Gilbert Burns was the original number one contender that they kind of pull the same thing they did with Jose Aldo, where he was kind of put in because Cejudo chose him, but then they kind
Yeah.
of gave him that promise and gave him that title shot. Are you worried that they do the same thing with Burns?
Not really. Cause we both lost the opportunities to coronavirus, right? Because for me, I couldn't travel because of coronavirus. That's the only reason I got to fight Woodley. Same as the title shot. I couldn't travel because of coronavirus, and they offered me the title shot. You know what I mean? So we both lost opportunities to the same thing. You know what I mean? So I can't see why they will look over me when I got the most wins in the division to the champion.
Would you be willing to fight Gilbert Burns, or would you rather wait?
It depends how long we're waiting for, right? So if it's like a long time waiting, like end of the year or next year, then I'll rather compete. My last fight was in July, in when I fought RDA like last July, so that's almost a year. So I would like to compete and stay active.
And I remember last time, I believe you told me around August, September is what you would have preferred. But then again, it depends when your gym is open, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, my gym probably open in this month. I'm back doing one-to-ones at the moment with my coaches. So, with my kickboxing coach, my strength conditioning coaches, and so I'm hoping that for as mixed like wrestling goes and jiu-jitsu and stuff, I'll be able to do that this month. So I'll be ready to fight anytime soon.
And yeah, I mean, I guess it depends who wins, Usman or Masvidal, right, and what they want to do. But one of the worries that Burns had was he said if Masvidal wins, it's going to turn into a circus. Do you agree?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's already calling out like random names like Thompson and stuff and Diaz, and they're not even in top five. You know what I mean? That which makes no sense. So from what you're saying, it looks like it's going to be one big gimmick if it does win, and one big game and one big circus. So we'll see.
And I know you said you've had obviously have history with both of them, but because of that, do you think it's safe to say that you'd rather it be Kamaru, considering that he was willing to fight you or Burns or Masvidal or whoever it was?
Um, I I couldn't care what went to be fair. Like I said, the history of both men. Master was more personal. Usman, he was the last guy to beat me in competition. You know what I mean? So either or, I think Usman gets it done. Personally, he's a more well-rounded fighter. He's got more skill set to offer. I think Masvidal just got a puncher's chance to win. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Do you think it changes? Because one of the narratives is the short notice, but like you said, I think Poirier revealed earlier that he has been training, he has been preparing for Kamaru. So
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
like not knowing that he was going to fight on July 11th, but do you think that changes anything?
Nah, I think he knew that he was going to fight. Like he knew anyway. We fight Usman. We've been training for Usman for the last 2 or 3 months. I think it's more Usman that's going in not prepared because he was meant to fight Masvidal, then fighting Burns, a different game plan, then back to fight Masvidal. You know what I mean? Which Masvidal's only been focused solely on Usman. You know what I mean? So it's probably benefiting Masvidal more. Coming in on a late notice and fighting someone that you've been prepping for the last 2 to 3 months. So let's see how it plays out.
That's an interesting take, actually. And what about Fight Island? What are your thoughts? We talked about it before. We had no idea what it was before, but now that they've revealed it and we've kind of gotten a taste of how it's panned out with all the videos and pictures. What are your thoughts? Because it looks like they could be returning in fall, so that could be the location for your next fight.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I love Abu Dhabi as well in Dubai. I go there almost every year. You know what I mean? So it's only I think 7 hours away. And it's only hour difference within time zone. So I'd love to fight there one day, and it looks good for what they're doing. So I wish I knew it was in Abu Dhabi. As before, when I was negotiating, they weren't telling me where the fight was. So I didn't know where it was or whereby it could be. You know what I mean? But now I know it's Abu Dhabi. It's good.
I had heard honestly that it was Abu Dhabi, but I couldn't really say where I wasn't gonna say just based off something I heard, but I was kind of hearing that it was Abu Dhabi, and it kind of made sense because obviously the UFC just signed the deal with them and everything. So if they do go back in fall, I'm hearing around the end of September, maybe early October. Is that a good targeted date for you?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. If you're going back, if that's 100% going back in the fall, that's a perfect date for me to return and to either fight for the title or the #1 contender spot.
And I'm assuming if it's a #1 contender spot, it would be Burns just because he was in that. He had that title shot as well. How would you see a fight between you and Gilbert Burns playing out?
I feel I am I'm way back. You know what I mean? From what I've seen of him, what he offers skill set wise, I believe that I am the better fighter. And he's sure he's like another Woodley, right? But he throws more punches. He's like a Woodley kind of fighter, but throws more punches. So, I see me going out there and dominating if me and him compared.
And what were your thoughts of his fight against Woodley? That was kind of originally your fight. So was it kind of a bittersweet moment watching that, knowing what?
I was watching it thinking, oh God, like I was thinking I would have killed him. If no wonder why he didn't want to like fight me, you know what I mean, and why he was making all these excuses why he didn't want to compete with me and come to the UK and all this. So it just confirmed what I knew, that I would have killed him in there. So Burns took it, and is what it is.
And you're past the Woodley fight, right?
Yeah, that's done now. It's coming off 2 bad losses, you know what I mean? So I want top fighters or world titles.
And I know you said you've got interest in both Usman and Masvidal, but if you're leaning towards one, if you could pick which one you'd rather fight, which one would you pick?
I don't know. Probably Masvidal, probably. Yeah, probably Masvidal. No, probably fight Usman because he's the last person to beat me in competition, and then defend my title against Masvidal.
All right, and you got a taste a bit of the back and forth trash talk with Woodley. I know the fight didn't materialize. What was that like? I know you didn't get the experience of fighting after that, but did you enjoy being part of a build-up like that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it, man. Especially like in London, because last time I fought in London, I fought Gordon Nelson in London, I was kind of getting bored and stuff. You know what I mean? So I was looking forward to being the main event and going out there and to showcasing my skill set against the opposition. You know what I mean? So it was not meant to be. It got cancelled on a week's notice, but it was fun. I had fun going back and forth with Woodley and have a little banter here and there about his rap career and stuff. But it was funny.
And any thoughts on the fighting in an empty arena and a 25-foot cage? And Abu Dhabi wouldn't be. Abu Dhabi would be the 30-foot cage.
It's a normal cage, right? From what I've seen, it's a normal cage. I don't mind. At the start, I was like, oh, it's a bit weird, like watching it with no with no crowd and hearing like the cornermen and hearing like the commentators talking, and you can hear every punch. It was a bit weird. It's like sparring. But the more I watch it as the weeks go on, I kind of like it. You know what I mean? So I'll do it 100%.
Yeah, because they have that octagon out on the beach, which they're not going to fight in. I think it's
Nah,
just a
it's too hot.
promotional tour.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
way too
yeah.
hot.
You
It's
know
like
what
40.
it's like. I've been there
Yeah,
multiple times before.
it's terrible. It's too hot too. You pass out. It's too hot.
Especially this time of the year, because it was funny me when they announced it. I'm like, this is even hotter than September. So like,
Yeah, for
I'm like,
sure.
there's no
It's like
way.
the peak
There's no
summer,
way.
right? It's like the peak summer for them. So it'd be impossible to like five fives in hot heat like that. You know what I mean? You lose so much fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they did say the new arena that they're gonna like, because they had the fighters in September had a bit of issues with the heat in the arena, even though it was indoors. But apparently
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
fixed that up.
yeah. It was. I was there for that fight when Khabib fought Dustin. I
Right,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching it, thinking, "Oh God!" I was sitting there watching it. I was sweating, so I couldn't imagine how the fighters felt. You know what I mean? So if they did fix it and it's better now, then I 100% looking to compete there.
All right, so Leon, I'll leave you with one last question. Well, not really a question. Like, I just want to say, do you have a message for anyone in the welterweight division? I know you're keen on that title fight. You're continuously overlooked. So do you kind of have like a final message here?
That I am coming. I am the number one contender. Gilbert got it because of coronavirus, and I truly believe I'm number one. You know what I mean? So I'll prove it time and time again. I got one more to go to get the world title, and I'll capture the world title.
Awesome stuff. So safe to say, if they don't give you the next crack, or the champion decides to take some time off, or whatever happens, you would fight Gilbert, but number one option would be the title fight, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Facts.